Hey there, good day, Alleah here, ready for another quote. Gonna read it, gonna chat about it through the eyes of law of attraction, and let's see where we go with this. Today's quote by Unknown. If you do not go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you do not ask, the answer will always be no. If you do not step forward, you will always be in the same place. These are, pretty factual statements, meaning you don't try, how do you get anywhere? But from a stance of law of attraction, let's look at the nuances here. If you do not go after, what does go after actually mean? Does go after mean, making a to-do list and then doing that to-do list? Does go after mean making phone calls? Does go after mean going out and knocking on doors and trying to scrum up some business? Does go after mean signing up for a course? So go after is basically a way of saying taking action. And what I would like to say, rather than saying if you do not go after, I'd like to say if you do not have alignment with what you want. Because going after means action. But all actions are either forced action or inspired action. So if you have this thing that you want that you're going to go after, but you are doubtful, you're nervous, you're worried about what people are going to think, all of these actions you're going to take aren't going to get you anywhere. You're going to talk to somebody who could make something easy for you, but if you're not aligned with that energy, then you're not pulling them into your space or your vibration. You're not aligning. The universe is not going to be able to have that person be your solution, because when your energy is of not having, then that person can't help you, even though they could, because you're not aligned with the answer. So this idea of going after, for me, is really about not just taking action, but taking inspired action. And the only way to take inspired action is to be aligned first. And that is, I don't know, it could be the hard part or it could be the easy part, right? So it could be the hard part because that means you have to sit down and start doing some work. And a lot of times we know what we want to do or we know what we need to do, and then we just don't do it because we are more aligned with the part of ourselves that doesn't do things rather than the part of ourselves that does do things. So it could be hard because there's just something blocking you from taking action generally for the good of yourself, for meditating or for exercising or eating healthier. And so there could be a pre-step to get aligned with being somebody who takes care of themselves and actually starts taking action from inspired action. It also, for me, is the easy part, because you don't have to do anything incredible to make your dreams come true. This was personally something that I loved about the law of attraction, because I always wanted my own business, and I always thought I don't know what that business should be. And I felt like, hey, I'm like pretty, capable, but in an average kind of way. I kind of thought like, oh, you have to be like really, really smart. You have to be really, really connected. You have to be really, really clever. You need to have that brilliant idea. You need, I just felt very average. And I thought that you needed to have these like very special characteristics to accomplish big things. But after learning the law of attraction, you don't need any of those things. You don't need to be really smart. You don't need to be brilliant. You don't need to have gone to the school. You don't need to have anything. So for me, this getting in alignment part is the easy part, because you don't need all of those things. All you need to do is sit down, think of that dream you want to go after, and ask yourself, do I have the energy of having it, or do I have the energy of not having it? Most likely you have the energy predominantly of not having it, because if you had the energy of having it predominantly, you'd already have it. So you have this dream, you're sitting down, you realize I'm more aligned with the energy of not having it. What do I actually do? How do I get the energy of having it? A lot of different things you can do. We'll just go through a couple quick ones for this video. You sit down, you think about what you want, and then think about, why do you want this? And you might be able to say, because I can, pay my bills, or I can save for retirement, or I can go on vacation. That's not quite the answer. Why do you want those things? Well, who wouldn't want those things? I know. But why would you want those things? Well, it would feel great. How so? Well, I'd have the freedom. I could do whatever I wanted. I could relax. I could work less and sleep a little more. I could feel freedom. I could have fun. So now we're looking at, okay, all of these things that we want to do is because we want to have fun. We want to have a good time. We want to feel progress in our lives. Those things are feelings that we can manifest right now, even just in the exercise of imagining those. Sit down and think, what would it feel like? Get yourself in that spot. Go to a coffee shop and pretend that you are somebody with those things. Don't talk to anybody. You don't need to say anything. But what would it feel like if you had that dream accomplished? Would you walk into that coffee shop? Would you, have a little bit of swagger in your step? Would you kind of drink your coffee kind of, with a little bit of a smile because you have a secret that you got really rich or something? So the exercise, the first thing that you can do to really start gaining the energy of having rather than the energy of not having is to imagine, what would that feel like, and relish in the imagining of that. And do that as much as you can. Once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, anytime you catch yourself, kind of feeling negative. And the more that you can intentionally just practice these feelings that you think that you want, and now you're achieving that feeling right now, now the universe is going to easily bring you things to make you feel more free, more rich, more happy, more fun. And that's how this stuff works. We have to manifest the feeling before we can actually get what we want. And that's going to apply for all of these, the next 2 lines in this quote. If you do not ask, the answer will always be no. The asking is the same way. Asking meaning you can ask for something with the vibration of having or not having. If you do not step forward, you'll always be in the same place. But these are the same things. If you are not getting in alignment first, then your actions won't get you anywhere. Maybe a little bit, because you can really force your way through some things and get places, but it will be nowhere near as fun or as efficient or as fast when you start finding those feelings of what you really want. That's the tip. Have a great day. Talk to you later.